Okay, so we have our character walking, right, for 24, 25 frames that we animated. So we are ready now to do two different things that come after your initial walk cycle in place. Is number one is translate the walk so that the character doesn't look like it's sliding over space. And number two, cycle it so that you don't have to rekey every single pose again. Okay, so that's the two things that we're going to do next. So let me stop animation here, and what I'm going to do is set the animation to be 50 frames. So I set it to 50, and I want to play it. Let me select one of the controls, maybe the foot control, so that you see where the keys end, right about here on 25. And I'm going to play the animation. Notice that it stops as soon as the animations that we keyed happen, right? But we don't want to have to rekey every single pose again. So how do we go about it? What we're going to do is select, for example, one control at a time. Let's go to Windows, Animation Editor, Graph Editor. And these are the curves that that indicate the movement on your foot, right? So I am going to select the keys, and actually we don't have to select the key. You can just go curves post infinity, cycle with offset. What that does, it is going to continue that movement of that you selected from beginning to end of that curve on all those axes, so that it continues moving forward. So let's see what happens. We have our leg selected, and the leg continues to move as the character continues moving, but you didn't have to key everything. So let's do the same for the other. Let's go curves, post infinity, cycle with offset. Okay, the other foot. So let's rewind the animation and play it. And notice that now both legs continue cycling that movement that you had on the curve. So it kind of copies it over and over in space. So we're going to do the same for the controllers on the wrist. On this one here, we're going to do that. Curves, post infinity, cycle with offset. Where else did we set keys? Over there on the hip, did we say? We did not put there. Over there, curves, post infinity, cycle with offset. And don't worry if you see that the character changes pose. It's because at that point it will be assuming a new pose. So curves, post infinity, cycle with offset. And where else did we set a key? Did we set a key on the neck? Yes, we did. So let's do the same. Post infinity, cycle with offset. That way it looks like it's, you know, kind of up and down. We did also for the arms, right? So we did set, let's see, let me go to the perspective viewport. And we did set some keys for the shoulder. I remember that we used shoulder, right, on that one. And we did it for the elbows as well. The elbows seem to be there, and the hand, and over there. So let's go select all the controllers where you set keys. And this one, I guess we didn't do anything. And that one there, yeah, there's nothing there. Oh, sorry. Undo, curves, post infinity, cycle. Let's do that for this one too, just in case. Curves, post infinity, cycle with offset. Okay, so let's go back to our side view. Let's get rid of the graph editor so that it's not on your way. And I am going to play the animation. So it should play from 0 to 24 and continue cycling until frame 50. Beautiful. You see, now you can have the animation going for as long as you need to, okay? So the next step we need to do is translate it, move it forward in space, right? So that it looks like he's shifting rather than just kind of sitting across. So the first thing is I'm gonna select the base controller that moves everything, and with the move tool, this one over here, I'm going to test it, okay? And oops, gotta go back. Let's say that he starts over here. I am going to press S on frame 1 to set my initial key for that controller there on the floor. So press S. And I'm going to go to frame 50. And I'm going to move it forward. And this is going to be a process of going back and forth, making sure that things go well. Okay, so I'm going to press S on frame 50. Okay, and I'm going to play. Initially it's kind of okay, but notice how the feet tend to slide, right? There's one thing that you want to do. So let's go Windows, Animation Editors, Graph Editor once again, and we need to make that translation in the Z-axis, right? The one that goes forward, moves the character forward. So this curve, sorry, let's select that curve, and I'm gonna middle with the wheel move back, and I'm going to drag a selection on those two tangents, and I'm going to go here and select linear. Notice how the shape changes. I'm going to press Ctrl Z. Notice how it changes. This curve shows gradual movement and then slows down again. So I want that to be a constant straight line, so that the displacement from one place to the other is constant. So that way I don't have to worry about changes in speed. So I'm going to close that graph editor, and let's play it again. It is kind of working, but we need to go back to this pose and edit it a little bit. So I'm going to try moving it back and updating that key at frame 50. Okay, so he touches ground, moves, touches ground, still seems kind of slide a little bit, right? So let's actually move him forward to see if he covers more distance. Press S, push the foot down. That seems to be a little better. So we could very well move him a little bit forward if we wanted to. Now he's off screen. Press S to update it. And that seems to be a little better. I will probably have to, I would probably suggest to maybe go back and edit the initial pose. You can always do that at this stage and refine any poses that you might need, maybe spread it more or less, to help with the footing. And let's play it on real time. Let's see. It's not too bad. So that is pretty much what you do for translating the walk, right? So just move it forward, make your tangent straight, and just allow the character to keep moving forward. And for cycling it, to repeat it over time so that you don't have to rekey every single thing, you just cycle that one curve on the graph editor. So I hope this helped, and I look forward to seeing you try this out in Maya.